So many times people try to get a very clicky, title for a suppressor review saying this is finally Hollywood quiet. I think what's going on with Hollywood quiet, it's a very, very distinctive sound. Sometimes movies and video games or whatever can try to do. And anyone who shot a suppressed gun in the real world, pistol, rifle, what have you, know that that's not very realistic. And I'm talking about that really kind of high pitch, kind of zipping juke sound, that pew, that really unrealistic sound. Well, I think it's actually realistic. It's just the placement of it. So what I'm going to try to do later on in the video, first off, we're just going to try to get guns to be quiet. And then we're going to put a mic downrange. I don't know how far I have to go, maybe 50 yards. I'm probably end up going to be at 100 yards. And I'm going to get a quiet gun, so it's going to be maybe subsonic and suppressed. And then I'm going to shoot by the camera and mic, and I think it's going to capture that zipping, high-pitched sound of the bullet passing by. And I think Hollywood grabs that audio bite and makes that the gun sound effect to give that suppressed feel and sound. So, assuming I'm correct, I'm going to go ahead and try to mimic that. But before we do, let's just try to get a gun to be as quiet as possible. Let's talk about why are guns loud? Well, kind of a basic question, but 3 different reasons. One of them is going to be the muzzle pop. So I'm just going to grab this right here. This is a Springfield Armory Kuna. It is a 9mm. And when you shoot it, as we will real quickly, without a suppressor, you get a lot of muzzle pop right here. A little bit of port pop as well. Got to remember that, but it's mostly at the muzzle. So then, of course, you take care of that with a suppressor. The other part of that is the bullet being faster than the speed of sound, and so it has that supersonic crack. Sometimes that's 10 yards downrange, sometimes a little further, a little closer, but it definitely, in its own, sounds like a firecracker or like even a pellet gun. It can break the sound barrier, and it has that, iconic crack sound. So you can shoot subsonic and suppressed, and then all you're left with is the action sound. That was the bolt going forward, but a full action, back and forward. Which, in this particular case, is a roller-delayed gun. It's not that loud, but if I were to grab like an AR-10 or, SCAR, something like that, AR-15 even, and just have the bolt all the way to the back and then release it with my ear next to it, it's enough to make my ear ring. It's still loud. And so you get rid of that with a lever action or a bolt action, something like that. Well, those are the 3 ways you could get sound and how you can get rid of that sound, or at least suppress some of it. All right, enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and just demonstrate it. So we have a Kuna, and I have some staccato. I think this is 124 grain, full metal jacket, supersonic ammo. So this is some basic sound of a, PDW, PCC style 9mm. Let's do 5 rounds here. You know what, just to clear what's chambered here, make it 6. So, staying with the supersonic ammo with a clear chamber, let's go ahead and take our suppressor. This is a Sonus 9mm from Energetic Armament. Chamber 1 up, same supersonic ammo, now with the suppressor. And well, longevity, I'll still want my hearing protection. If I were to fire off 5 rounds without it, no problem at all. But longevity, might as well keep that on there. But that takes down quite a bit of the decibels as well. Same formula, except the ammo, this is now Hush 165 grain subsonic. It's flying much, much slower. Way, way down. So obviously this is just going through a camera with its mic and then getting projected through your speakers, whatever that might be. So it won't get portrayed as well, but that's where I'm hoping when I get a camera downrange with the mic, seeing if that comes through a little bit different. But that is very, very quiet for a semi-auto 9mm. Let's do something similar. This time we will not have the action sound. I am the action in this case with a lever. But let's go ahead and start unsuppressed with a supersonic 357 out of this lever action. Not quiet by any means. Now, let's go ahead, while we have some more 357 loaded up in there, but not chambered, I'm gonna go ahead and screw on a suppressor. This is my Rugged Obsidian 45. So again, 357 Magnum, suppressed, still supersonic. So, much, much quieter. It's gonna be hard to portray that for sure, but now this is where things get really silly. You got a lever action, suppressed, and now I'm gonna shoot something that's subsonic. It's not a 357 subsonic, it's just 38 special, and that's gonna be subsonic out of this, and you guys are gonna hear just how much quieter that is. That's about as quiet as I could get a gun without being 100% novelty. It's not like a 22, it still has potency to it. And so, tell you what, just because if we could edit it to make it a little easier for you guys, let's do that whole rundown with the Kuna and with this thing. right, now things are about to get pretty interesting, but this is all foreign to me, so hopefully it all works the way I have it in my head. Dropping quality here in person because we're filming on my phone now just to get the point across. But downrange is where I have my main camera with my main mic, so that's a little bit more high quality. It's actually filming us right now. We can look at that. But I'm hoping when a bullet whizzes by, that's actually that iconic Hollywood sound. And what we could do is just take that audio and then just overplay it through this footage. We'll do that later. Let's go ahead and start with what we already know. There's a table full of guns, some things that are gonna be really, really fun. But let's go ahead and just pick up the Kuna, the first thing we started with. And let's just get straight to being quiet. Not the quietest, we'll go with some normal supersonic, and then we'll go to subsonic. All right, so I'm gonna try to whiz the camera, not call it too close of a call. I think if I'm just within 5 feet, it'll give us the same effect that we're looking for. Let's go ahead and put these 5 rounds just left of the camera. Hopefully I'm onto something. So that's a suppressed 9mm supersonic, 5 165 grain slow fat subs. Okay, so I don't know what that sounds like yet. You guys might if I edit that in. And so considering or hoping it sounds good, let's go ahead and take that audio independently that you already heard, plus this footage that you've already seen, and intermix that, and it might look like a Hollywood effect. Just to say I did it, let's just do 2 rounds of 357. All right, let's get it right past the camera. All right, let's go to some 38 specials. We'll see, hopefully it'll register. I'll probably try and shoot a good 3 or 4 feet to the left, and I'm hoping that's close enough to get that whizzing. It's gotta be. Those are the 2 guns we've already showcased, so let's go ahead and try some other things. Let's go small. This is a Ruger Mark IV, and I'm going to go ahead and suppress it with the energetic armament. This here is the NYX Mod 2 22LR. All right, as far as my ammo, no 22 is really too loud. I'll be honest, I just poured this into a bag. I don't know if this is supersonic or subsonic, so let's just do 3. If it doesn't cycle, it might be some really weak stuff. Not too sure. Yeah, let's just do 3 real quickly. Try to place it just to the left of the camera. All right, that's definitely subs. That is comically quiet. Let's do some supersonic 22. Still really quiet. I'm so curious what that's going to sound like downrange. Let's try a rifle. I got no subsonics for this. We're just going to go, you know, loud, proud, and fast with this one. Let's do a Scar 16, which is 5.56. Should be quite interesting. There's 5 rounds of the Scar 16S suppressed with an OSS suppressor. Let's go with an AR-10. This is a new release, actually. This is a re-release, actually, of a Springfield Armory St. Victor. We got a new AR-15 and AR-10 line. This here's an AR-10. Got it suppressed with another OSS can. Obviously, this one being in 7.62. This is not zeroed in, so it might be a little bit more on the safe side, go a little left. Nonetheless, suppressed AR-10, though. I hope that captures it. I was definitely more on the left side of things there, but hopefully it's an interesting sound nonetheless. If you guys are new around here, you may not know, I love a suppressed 1911 and 45 ACP because you don't have to seek subsonic ammunition. Range dynamics from Fiocchi, 45 ACP, 230 grain, only 860 feet per second. Same rugged Obsidian 45 now with the Nielsen device, so it can cycle. Still gonna run the full stack. All right, try not to miss. Oh my gosh, I hit the hog. That's 3 rounds of some regular ammo. Let's try some Hush. Super curious what that's gonna sound like. 45 ACP at 100 yards drops a ton. What is that gonna sound like? With hearing protection, doesn't sound all that different, doesn't really feel all that different either. 45 ACP suppress is just always really, really quiet and quite fun as well. So there's that. So here's the funny twist of events with this whole video and why it even came to fruition. Initially, I was gonna make a video with this. This is a new Springfield Armory 1911 operator, because they just, for the first time in forever, brought back threaded barrels from the factory. Right when I got into this gun world, I think I started the channel in like March of 2017, Springfield offered threaded barrels on their 1911s, and then they just went away, never offered them again until recently. And I thought that was weird because suppressor ownership has only exploded since then. So I love that. Yes, you could have found another, threaded barrel somewhere else and modified, but 1911s can be a little bit more finicky. They want, better fitment and all that kind of stuff. So it's just nice when it's out of the factory. So I was gonna make a video with this because I think a suppressed 1911 is very, very cool. But then I thought it'd be more interesting to talk about how realistic is a sound effect. If I'm going to do that, might as well bring other guns into the equation. And so hopefully this was interesting. And if it is, if it's got merit to it, why don't we do a fast edit with all the guns with the up close footage, but the downrange audio, and see if that looks kind of cool. If that didn't look cool at all, what a swing and a miss that was. I won't know till I get home, but that's that. Other than that, let's go ahead and shoot this guy. That steel is quite a bit louder than the shot itself. Let's go into the dirt. So you'll be plagued by capacity because it's a big bullet and it's a single stack, but I bought some Wilson combat mags, extend it to I think 9 rounds, something like that. Make sure that's still on there. Not as hot as I thought that was going to be, honestly. Oh, come on. The thing about it, though, is suppressors do make things get a little bit dirtier. And I recently cleaned this, and so the front lens, so the optic, is doused with some dirt. So I'm going to take the inside out part of my shirt here, wipe it down, back to business. And something I haven't really done a whole lot with this gun is shoot it unsuppressed, so might as well see how it changes the feel of it. Oh, just a good old 45. It's funny how much of a change that suppressor makes just in recoil, just because you got so much weight up forward. Actually keeps it quite a bit flatter. Probably wouldn't be too surprised to hear that, but anyway, I thought this particular gun, the 1911 operator with the threaded barrel, would be really cool to suppress and showcase on this video. But then that kind of opened it up to a different can of worms. I'm like, oh, what if we talk about how realistic gun sounds actually are suppressed? If I'm going to do that, might as well bring some more guns into the picture. And so kind of a random video, but one that I was curious about and thought would be exciting nonetheless, just because a lot of people's expectations for suppressed guns are unrealistic. So I thought I'd kind of showcase that. Hope you guys enjoyed. There goes my hearing protection. That does it. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.